Hey team, today I want to talk to you about 3 P's you need to guard against when it comes to your ability to flourish, to be resilient, to be optimistic about your life in the future. And the 3 P's are permanence, pervasiveness, and personalisation. Now, these are things which are associated with learned helplessness and pessimism and an inability to take the actions required and have the fuel in the tank necessary to survive and then to thrive when it comes to adversity, challenge, and life. And these 3 P's originally came from the work from a guy called Martin Seligman. Now, Martin Seligman is the father of what's called positive psychology. Now, the difference between positive psychology and standard psychology is this. Historically, psychology was deficiency focused. You know, the old joke is that Freud said, the point of psychology is to help you return to a normal level of misery and suffering. So the idea of it was there's something wrong and we're going to fix that. Positive psychology, on the other hand, is about flourishing. It's about pursuing your potential. It's about how great can things be for us? How great can we be? And that's where this area comes from. And actually, it originally does come from the work into learned helplessness. Now, trigger warning for dog lovers, the original research that was done around this involved dogs on electrified crate floors. And what they would do is they would have a crate and it would have a partition and they would have 2 sides to it. And the dog would be on one side and the floor would be electrified. And in some conditions, the barrier would be up so the dog couldn't get out of the electrified side. And what they found is that a lot of dogs, after experiencing this, would just lie down and whimper on the floor when the floor was electrified. They wouldn't make any attempt to escape. And this would stay the same even when the barrier was lowered. So even when they could actually jump away and escape, they would just lie down and whimper on the floor. And this was the seed that created study into learned helplessness in people. What causes people to do the same? What causes people to just lie down and passively absorb stress and challenge without actually doing anything about it? To lose hope. And they found that the 3 P's are the things that are associated with that losing hope, that pessimism. And so what you need to do is you need to remind yourself that things are not permanent. You know, the old Persian proverb, this too shall pass. We need to keep that in mind. Life has changed. Whatever the struggle or the challenge is at the moment, it's not going to last forever. And that is key to guarding against that perception of permanence. We have to see there's light at the end of the tunnel. The second P we need to guard against is that pervasiveness. And this is where the things that are causing us challenge are like a drop of ink in a glass of water. They discolor everything for us. We lose sight of the fact that not everything's terrible, that actually some things are going okay in our lives, some things are good. And one of the key ways we need to guard against that is by being very conscious and deliberate about looking for those things that are actually going okay in life. You know, maybe we're facing redundancy or there's problems at work, and that's when we need to be able to go, actually, okay, well, things aren't too bad at home. You know, I've got my health, whatever it is, right? We need to be able to deliberately find those things that guard against the sense of pervasiveness, this doom and gloom contaminating everything. And then that third P is personalisation. And this is the tendency we have to go, oh my gosh, everyone else seems so sorted. It's just me that's experiencing this struggle and this challenge. And it's about me, and because of me, it's because I'm not good enough in some way. It's a punishment in some way, and no one else experiences this stuff. We need to guard against that. We need to remind ourselves that everyone goes through struggles and challenges. Whatever it is we're facing, we're not the first, and we certainly won't be the last. Moreover, it's not some kind of divine punishment. It's not that we're not good enough in some way, and we need to be able to decide that, hey, we're going to take action that enables us to move through this. And so those are the 3 P's we need to guard against. And guarding against these teaches you what's called learned optimism. And learned optimism really is strongly associated with the resilience to be able to cope with whatever comes your way, to be able to survive and then go on to thrive, to flourish in life. So we need to guard against a perception of permanence, we need to guard against a perception of pervasiveness, and we need to guard against that personalisation, which is oh so human, but is not realistic, eh? All right, team, the 3 Ps. Make sure that when you find yourself starting to get, seduced by any of those, that you notice it and counter that thinking. You got this.